Hi, I'm here to talk today about my personal digital identity. So, first question is, how is my digital identity different and the same from my real world self? So, to start off, I only partake in two social media arenas, Pinterest and Facebook. And the difference between the two can be simply summed up by this new adage: Pinterest makes me love people I've never met. Facebook makes me hate people I know in real life. Beyond this, most of what I do online involves my coursework here at SNHU. I have had to create a WordPress account as well as a Behance portfolio to both showcase my work. In order to really delve into how my online identity differs from my real-world self, I believe it is important to first establish who I am. I am a 36-year-old stay-at-home mother of two girls. I am married to Tim Boozer, a sales manager at Lithia, our local car dealership. I live in Klamath Falls, Oregon. I am the only child of Heidi and Glenn. Beyond this, I am a fabulous cook, like to have a summertime garden, and spend time with family and friends. I consider myself to be somewhat creative, and I love pretty things. And, of course, I am a design student here at Southern New Hampshire University. This is a very superficial, yet true, overview of who I am, and if you were to look at my Facebook page or Pinterest account, I am sure that this is how you would see me. However, there are many aspects of myself that are not covered in this cursory overview of my personality. It intentionally doesn't include any of my flaws. Truth be told, sometimes I take on too much and get overwhelmed. Occasionally, my children are less than perfect, or I am less than patient, which can lead me to yell at them. Nearly all the time, my house is a mess. Not just a few things out of place, but a post-apocalyptic, chaotic shambles of a home. I wouldn't even get started with the imperfections in my marriage, but trust me, as in all relationships, they exist. I eat junk food and occasionally have a few more beers than I should. These are all very real parts of my life, what I consider to be my dirty laundry, and I do everything in my power to keep this from the public eye. I mostly post to Facebook to keep friends and family who we no longer live near up to date about the goings-on in our lives, as well as to keep in touch with these very same people and keep up to date on their lives. I view Pinterest as a personal treasure of things I want to try or create, or images of the life I wish I were living. How does technology enable me to more fully express a specific dimension of my identity? In real-world interactions, I generally have two modes of communication. In large groups, I generally keep to myself and blend into the background, because forced conversation is painful for me. The other option, though, is even less charming, at which in small groups where I am comfortable with the group, I will let anything come out of my mouth before any thought goes into what I am actually saying, which occasionally results in hurt feelings. I must admit that I am more than ecstatic when I learned about texting. Never again do I have to endure the embarrassment of an inappropriate remark leaving my lips. Everything I say can now be carefully thought out, edited, erased, and rewritten. In the case of both texting over the phone or posting on Facebook, you have gained a great deal of control, not on just how you present yourself, but how the conversation flows. The advancement of technology has also given me tools to access and achieve my creativity and artistry. Let's begin with the digital camera. With this invention, gone are the days of running out of film trying to get the perfect shot, or developing 30 useless pictures for the one perfect image you achieved. Now you can shoot and shoot and shoot until you know that somewhere in the 30, 40, or 100 pictures you just clicked, something will be just right. Next, let's take a look at the Adobe suite with Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and all the others. I can take these pictures and simply clean them up to look more realistic or transform them into something completely different. In reality, I can't draw a straight line or nice circle. Yet with these programs, I can make these anytime I wish. I can create shading, gradients, and highlights that I never would have dreamed of with a pen and paper. Since before beginning my courses here, I could barely master the stick figure. How does technology govern, influence, or shape my identity? For 6 years, I lived with a broken toilet. Not totally broken, but you had to hold the handle down for about 5 seconds before it would flush. So it was not unlivable, but it was annoying. So last spring, I decided that I no longer wanted to live with a broken toilet. So I turned to YouTube to learn how to fix it, and then replaced the toilet handle on my own. Without the video technology of YouTube and the multitude of DIY tutorials out there, I would still be living with a broken toilet. I suppose this has been the greatest way that I've been influenced by technology. The answer to any questions and directions on how to complete any task are now at the tips of my fingertips. However, there is some drawback to this. It is becoming harder and harder to specialize in any specific field because now everyone has access to the same information, which used to be reserved for people who specialized in specific fields. How is my digital identity a product of the social and technological context in which I live? I moved away from my hometown nearly 15 years ago, and I am not the only one. As I reflect on all the friends and family I grew up with, only about 10 or so people still live in the same area. With this disbursement of all these people, technology has become an integral part of keeping in touch with everyone. I know that my cousin's car blew up. Technology has become My friend Mandy and her family watched the Ducks game get beat in the bowl game last night. It was snowing in Springfield, and my second cousin got to go play in it. My mother-in-law likes a picture of a cabin in the woods, and I know all this because it was shared on Facebook. I also learned that there was a murder last night in the downtown area where I live now, and someone lost their dog, and another couple lost their home and are looking for a roof over their head, because these were also all shared on Facebook. I suppose what I am trying to say is that for me, what I put online is much of who I am to the people that I don't keep in touch with as much as I should, and I want them to think highly, to know that overall I am okay. I also want to know the same is true for the people I care about, but don't get to talk to as often as I would like. It is very superficial communication, but it is more convenient than calling each person individually to let them know when there has been a major occurrence in my life. How is my online identity like a performance? I know it may not be cool to admit, but I care about what people think of me. Because of this, I do my best to only put things online that put me in a good light. I avoid posting anything lewd or overly political and never touch religion. In life, I am a dynamic person who is full of energy and opinions, but online, I am a very milquetoast individual because the whole world can see me, and I don't want to offend people or alienate them. I don't know if this qualifies as a performance or lack thereof, but I believe it sums up how I try to behave online. How is my behavior different when I know it is public? I consider myself to be a very private person, so when I know something about myself is going to be public, I make sure that it is tasteful and well thought out. How does my digital identity affect my sense of who I am as a person? Well, I have to say I don't think it does really. I count myself lucky to have come of age during the dawn of the internet, before Facebook, Twitter, or even MySpace made their appearance. I grew up before YouTube, Google+, and even texting on cell phones, and because of this, I am able to have a very defined line between the real world and the digital world. It does, however, concern me that this question is even asked, because it tells me that there are some people who do wrap up who they are with how they portray themselves online. This is saddening for me to see, a fate I hope to save my own daughters from. Thank you.